All right, ladies and gents, we're going to get this live kicked off. We've been so busy with stuff going on, I ain't even have time to post it or promote it. So hopefully y'all catch this one on a replay if you didn't catch it live, and we'll see who all gets on there. I appreciate everybody dialing in. We will get this one kicked off shortly. When I say I've been busy in the lab today cooking up the goods. Hopefully everybody is tuned in to what's going on. Let me see what I want to make sure we have everything we want to cover tonight before we get started. Let me know where y'all dialing in from. Let me see if we got the chat up and live tonight. Let me know where y'all dialing in from. Okay, see Roswell, Georgia in the house. Welcome. Welcome. Good to have everybody on. Coach Marcus, good to see Coach Marcus on tonight. Always a pleasure, brother. Yes. Oh yeah, you know the come on, man. You saw what the Ravens did today. You know exactly what they're gonna do to Pittsburgh. You already know. Just taking a couple notes, make sure we stay on track today. I appreciate everybody for dialing in. Okay, we got Houston, Texas in the house. Welcome. Good to have everybody on. We got one set there. We're going to do some real interesting mindset stuff tonight, man. I'm really try to hopefully we can get everybody to have a mindset shift on what it really takes. Okay, Alabama in the house. Welcome. Good to see you, Rick. All right. Anybody else hopping on right quick? Do me a favor. Either type in A, where you're dialing in from, type it in the chat, or B, just type in live. If you're watching this live, if you're watching this on replay, go ahead and type in replay in the chat for me. Okay, I see we got Coach L.A. Balfour in the house. Welcome, Coach. Randy Freeman from the DFW. Good to have you on, Randy. Okay, Canada in the house. Christoph Jackson in the house. Welcome, Kathy. Good to see you. Okay. Okay, I see we have my fellow Diamond Ambassador, Wanika Vance Clark in the house. Welcome. Marvella Jarrett as well. Welcome. Good to have everybody on. Well, I think we got everybody. Okay, we got Callie in the house. Welcome, Dallas, Texas as well. All right, everybody, do me a favor. Grab your paper and pen. We are going to be prepared to take copious amounts of notes on this evening. And we're going to share with you just a couple of tricks to the trade to help you get your business to another level. I think that'll be great. All right, we got Eve, welcome. Nicholas, welcome. Seymour from Saginaw, welcome. We got everybody in there. Okay, we got the real stars in the house tonight, man. I appreciate everybody tuning in. And let me just double check my notes right quick. Let me just make sure that I'm not leaving anything off that I wanted to talk about, because we only have about 30 minutes together tonight. So I want to make sure that we cover everything. And I'm going to tell you right now, as we kind of dive into this, we are going to be talking about keeping it simple and simplicity, okay, and not overcomplicating the process of making a lot of money in network marketing, specifically with HBN, because where I see people typically go wrong is when they start to either not do enough of the simple things that work, or do too much of the complicated things that don't work. And right in between is where the balance is, the magic balance to make sure that we got this stuff all sorted out. So that being said, I'll tell you a quick story. It's a true story right here from HBN, and I look at it as a cautionary tale. I look at it as a cautionary tale because I don't want this to happen to you. We had a young lady in our organization several years ago, and although I didn't sponsor her, I was working with her directly. And if y'all can hear me okay with the audio, go ahead and put a 1 in the chat if y'all can hear me okay. And I was working with her directly, okay, teaching her, help her organization grow. And she said, Will, I want to put these systems in place. I want to do A, B, and C with my landing pages and my funnels and my this and my that and the third. And I was like, great, that's awesome. But how about we just, let's make your first $50,000 our way, the way that we teach people how to do it. We've helped dozens and dozens of people make $50,000. Make your first $50,000 in network marketing commissions our way. And after that, if you want to change it up and do some other more complicated stuff, you can. But let's just do it. She said, you know what? I give you my word. We'll do it your way. So I taught her the process. You're going to learn the process tonight, by the way. I taught her the process and 4 steps, simple steps. I taught her the process. She did it. She made $50,000 in less than 6 months. So in her first 6 months, she made $50,000. Might have been like 4 months. She made $50,000 in commissions. She gives me a call, kid you not. The day she hit $50,000, all right, Will, I made $50,000. That was easy. That was simple. Fantastic. I'm ready to ramp it up. I got my separate Facebook group. I'm going to branch out. I got this and that and the third. I got my ClickFunnels. I got my landing pages. I got my embedded video codes. I got my leads and my funnels. I got my Craigslist ads rock. I got everything ready to go. I'm going to just go do it my way. After that, I was like, ugh, hate to see you do it that way, but go right ahead. And she did. And she has not to this very day. She's been at 5 or 6 companies since she left HBN. She wasn't making no money. And I think she just didn't have there was a little too much pride for her to come back and say, you know what? Let me get back in the circle, man. Something, I must be missing something because the stuff I'm doing ain't working. Now, her top builder stayed with us and has made significant income here. But that young lady left and she took as much of her team as she could. And that's perfectly fine. They went off to wherever they go and they've been with 5 or 6 companies. They've been, because Market knows it is, they've been with at least 5 or 6 companies since they left HBN. And she has not made even $10,000 at any of those companies. Not even one. Not even one. And it's unfortunate, but at the same time, I know it's real. Well, Will, how do you know all those details? Because I got an email from her father. I got an email from her dad telling me what a proud individual that was and how he asked me if I could reach out to her and just because she needed the money and try to get her back into the fold. But she was too proud to reach out. And I politely declined that because, we do the best we can. And we don't need to work with people who don't want to be worked with. We need to work with the people who want to be worked with. So that system that I taught her is the system you'll learn tonight. I'm going to tell you another person I taught it to. I taught it to Mr. Lin. Now, Mr. Lin's a fantastic fellow. Mr. Lin does not speak English. He is one of the 2 leaders that we have in our Taiwan team. And when Mr. Lin was first interested in HBN, I hate to tell y'all, he couldn't find anybody who would take the time with him to, really work through that language barrier. Okay. It was just very frustrating dealing with him. I can tell you that personally. He'll probably see this video at some point if he decides to translate. It was very difficult dealing with him because of the cultural and the language barrier. And the way that we do business here is different than the way they do business there. But the reason why our system worked is because I taught him exactly how we do it. He did it, stuck with it, duplicated, and he just last week became our first international HBN member who's hit over 100,000 in commissions. Okay, so if we've got people who are thousands and thousands of miles away in quite literally what could be considered communist countries over in China, and they're making over $100,000 in United States, in US dollars, in HBN commissions, they're making over $100,000 in communist countries, and they don't speak English at all. None. We use translators. We use Google Translate and all of that. They're doing that over there. And we got people here who have been here for far longer than Team Taiwan and is not having near that amount of success. Why that is, I'm going to tell y'all tonight. I'm looking at it right now because I have the 4-step process. I'm going to teach it to you tonight. You can do it if you want. You don't have to. Okay. But then underneath that, I have the 4 reasons why people typically fail. All right. And you already know that people tend to overcomplicate stuff. So I will not reiterate that particular thing. Now, one of the things I'm very good at doing in my life is simplifying things to get them down to a 2, 3, or 4 step process. My recruiting process, including follow-ups, is only 4 steps. All right. My retailing process, including follow-ups, is only 3 steps. All right. I personally try to keep things so simple because if I can do it, that means that even a 12-year-old could do it probably 5 or 6 levels or 7 or 8 levels or generations away from me. If the process that I use to recruit and retail, and get people started off right, if that process is too many steps or if it's too complicated, all right, it won't duplicate. I may be able to do it just like the young lady in the story I told you. She could build funnel pages. She could have a personal brand. She could build the embed codes to have videos within videos and have all of this, that, and the third, but it didn't duplicate. Okay. So I'm going to give you some examples right now. 3 things that I love and appreciate. We might do 4. Hopefully this will bless your life. And it will, I'm going to show you how to take certain things that have nothing to do with network marketing, reduce them down to like 3 or 4 steps. And then when I show you the 4-step system that Team Taiwan uses, that particular, the young lady who made $50,000 in less than 6 months used, the same process I still use, okay, to this very day to recruit. Hopefully it'll make more sense for you. So for some of you who don't know, I am a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu silver medalist 2 times. All right. Had you been there at the fight, you would have said, hey, that guy, he won. But the referee didn't see it that way. And it is what it is, right? But the reason why I succeed is because I always have a simple blueprint. The reason why I've won over 1,000 fights in my martial arts career and street fights and fights at the bar and fights in whatever is because I have developed a system of what I want to do going into any physical altercation. Now, admittedly, I haven't had to do this in a long time, but it's still ingrained and it's a part of me. So step 1, whenever I'm involved in any physical altercation, step 1 is going to be to get that fight to the ground immediately. And if it's 2, 3, 4, 5 people, I don't want to fight them at all. That's too many people. But if it's one person, look, and there's no weapons involved, so this only applies for one-on-one unarmed combat. All right. Now, if it was a different situation, and I had a knife or a gun on me, which I normally do, that's different. But I'm just trying to give you examples of how to simplify things. So let's say, for example, this is one-on-one unarmed physical altercation. Number 1, I want to get the fight to the ground. Why? Because it is really, really hard, really hard to generate enough power to knock someone out while you're standing up. So if I get you tackled onto the ground somehow, I don't have to worry about you getting lucky with a lucky punch and knocking me out. I don't have to worry about that because you can't generate enough power on the ground to really do that. It's very, very difficult to do. Now, if you're standing up, I done seen some great fighters get knocked out with just a crazy, wild haymaker. Dudes just swinging, right place, right time. You're able to generate a lot of power in your hands standing up. You can still generate some power on the ground, but not like standing up. Standing up, like, for example, try to shoot a basketball while you're standing up and you're jumping. You can shoot a jump shot because you're very explosive. Now, try to shoot the same jump shot while you're sitting on the ground. The ball won't even make it from the 3-point line because you can't generate enough power because we want to take your legs out of the equation, which leads us to step 2. So number 1, I want to get the fight to the ground. Number 2, I want to get past the person's legs. It doesn't matter if we end up on the ground and the guy end up on top of me or I end up on top of the guy. I don't care about none of that. I need to get past his legs. I need to get my hips above his hips. Why? Because you can still be kicked really, really hard from the ground. I've done seen some people knock a guy down. They're running over to jump on top of him and the guy kicks from the ground and knocks the person out from the ground. So you have to get them on the ground, number 1. Number 2, get past their legs. The 3rd step is to establish a dominant position. You want to get in a position that keeps you safe while at the same time exposing them to danger. And one of the best things about Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is, and Japanese Jiu-Jitsu, which I'm a black belt in that, we get to learn all these different positions from the ground so that I'm safe and you're not, okay? Once I've established a dominant position, that's step 3, establish a dominant position. Then step 4, then I can go for a submission or some type of attack to end the fight. So step 1, get to the ground. Step 2, get past their legs. Because it's safer. It's all about safety. Okay. And not get knocked out. Because knockout, it's over. Ain't no fight now. Step 3, get to a dominant position. Dominant means it's safe for me, not for you. And then step 4, I can apply submission from that position. So you learn position and submission. That's keeping Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and martial arts in general very, very, very simple. And that's how I like to fight. Okay. So if you fight me, I'm going to get you on the ground. If you within grabbing distance of me, I'm going to hit you. I'm going to get you on the ground no matter what happens. If you really just can't throw hands with me, I'm going to knock you out. But if I can't, or if I don't know any better, if I don't know what you bring into the table, we go into the ground. All right. So that's how that works. 4 steps, super simple. Let's apply it to working out. I know we got a lot of athletes on the call right now. Let's apply a simple 4-step system to bodybuilding or just getting strong, because getting strong will also help a lot of you fellas being physically dominant, which I hope any man on here would want to be at least remotely physically dominant. Ladies, maybe not so much. I don't know. But as a grown man, you want to be able to move a couch, push a car that broke down, chop down a tree. You want to be able to do stuff as a guy, I would hope. But being stronger comes down to number 1, intensity of training. You do have to lift some weight at some point, and it can't be so light that you curling a Crayola marker. It's not heavy enough to create any stress on the muscles and on the ligaments and tendons and joints to get any stronger. So you need to have some intense stress applied to the muscle. And typically we do that at the gym with drills or weights or whatever that is, right? Like different types of fitness drills and stuff. But you got to apply some stress to your muscular system and your cardiovascular system, some intense stress. You don't have to work out for 3 hours. Just work out really, really hard for 45 minutes, and it's the same thing. I'm just telling you. Just get it over with, make it really, really hard. And that's going to increase the amount of intense stress on your cardiovascular muscular system. So that's number 1. Create the stress, intense stress. Number 2, you have to rest. You do not grow stronger while you're awake. You only grow stronger while you sleep. Your muscle only grows while you sleep. Fat only burns off for the most part while you sleep. You can work out and burn some calories, but you going to sleep is going to be what allows the body to recover. Any trainer will tell you this. Any doctor will tell you this. Okay? You have to rest for the body to heal and recover. If you don't rest in between workouts, you'll never grow. You'll probably only get injured. Okay? That's step 2. Step 3 is water. Okay? The body's made out of like 70 or 80% water, but your muscles are made out of 70% water. So if any guy ever tells me, well, I want bigger muscles, man, should I take protein, creatine? My first thing I always tell them, you need more water, distilled water, spring water, steam vapor water, no tap water, no purified water. You want water. Water is what 70% of your muscles are made out of. So the workout matters, the rest period matters, the water matters, and the 4th step for building bigger, stronger muscles is going to be nutrition. And that's where your protein comes in. That's where your magnesium and your zinc comes in, right? That's where those type of things come in. You can ask Troy. Troy Monroe's a phenomenal athlete, and Troy's probably close to 200 years old, but he only looked like he's 30. Okay? He only look like he's like 30 years old, 25 years old. Troy's a baby face. Troy puts a lot of intense stress on his body. Troy be doing pull-ups. Troy be climbing trees. Troy be doing a lot of physically demanding stuff. But I tell you what, I bet you Troy rests. I bet you Troy get a good night's sleep. I promise you, Troy does not sleep 1 or 2 hours a night. He don't do that. Why? Because his body wouldn't recover fast enough. So Troy does incredible workouts. I've seen Troy do crazy workouts. Very intense, stressful stuff. I'm looking at Troy climb a whole mountain. Like there was a mountain and then there was a little baby mountain on the side of the mountain that was like on a cliff. Troy like hopped over a ravine, climbed this whole separate mountain. He got pictures of this stuff. We was there. It was crazy. Okay, it was crazy. All right. So the workouts are there. His rest period is there. I know he rests his body. I know he does. Okay. The 3rd thing is water. I promise you Troy is super hydrated because muscle fiber is made out of 70% water. I promise you. Okay. And then 4th, his nutrition. All right. His nutrition. Troy has a vegan diet with supplements. All of that goes into nutrition. He gets as much protein as we need, his vitamins, his minerals, his nutritional components. So all of us athletes have those 4 things. We have stressful workouts that put some stress on our bodies. That's number 1. an intense, stressful workout. Number 2, we have rest periods. We do rest. I do not lift weights every day. I do not do that. My body has to rest. Sometime it got to get to sleep in. Okay. The third thing is going to be water. And the fourth thing is going to be nutrition. Okay. And that's going to be your food, your diet, your nutrition, whatever it is, your protein, your vitamins, your minerals, whatever that is. Okay. Now that's an oversimplification, but I tell you what, it served me very, very, very well. And I still have it today. Even when I used to run track. Super, super stressful workout, lots of water, lots of rest, and I couldn't eat garbage every day. I was young then, so I could eat garbage almost every day, but not every day. Nutrition even mattered then, okay? Football, no different. Basketball, no different, all right? So we just looked at 2 things, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and weight training or strength and muscle growth, and we distilled them into 2 systems that have a maximum of 4 steps. So now I'm going to explain to you the same system that I gave to the young lady I talked about, 4 steps, the same one I gave Team Taiwan. And then I'm going to show you 2 little tweaks that Taiwan made to the system, okay, which helps it work even faster for them. Now, you will not like these tweaks. You will probably not do these 2 tweaks. But if you do, you will have better results. I can assure you. Troy says right here, he drinks 64 ounces of Vitality tea with superfood for the first 14 hours of the day. That's a whole lot of vitamins and liquid nutrition right there and superfood nutrition, right? But again, for people who've never been to an event, if you've never met Troy, some of y'all will be thinking, oh, that's too much tea to be drinking. Oh, that's too much superfood. That's too much product. That's like $60 of product right there. Okay, just for that month, that's half auto ship right there, and or full auto ship at that. And I can tell if you think that's too much product, you simply don't know Troy. You don't know Coach Marcus. You don't know Rick Hamilton. Rick, man, Slick Rick is a machine. Okay, Rick move like a dude half his age. I seen it in person. It was crazy. But if you ain't never met Troy and you've never met Rick and you've never met Coach Marcus, I know y'all ain't never met me. If you've never met guys like us that are older, but we still mad athletic, and we be putting it to these youngsters when we decide to play sports or at the gym. They can't keep up with us. The older people are the more fit. Rick and Troy may be our elder statesmen. Okay? They're more fit than anybody younger than them on the team. I've seen it. It's crazy. It's just fun to watch. All right? Seymour's up there too. Y'all got to see it. You got to come to Atlanta so you can see these guys and be like, geez, Will wasn't playing. These cats is real. And they're products of the product. And I love it. I absolutely love it. Okay? So here we go. Let's talk about the system. Now, the first step I always teach to anybody, all right, Team Taiwan, our defectors, whoever, is you got to be a product of the product. And with HBN, similar to when I used to work for American Express back in the day, we used to sit down in sales meetings and we would ask, where's the money at? Like, what American Express financial product are we being compensated the most to sell? Because we're going to focus on that one because we get paid the most money. If I got to sit down as a financial advisor and talk to a client anyway, or prospect anyway, and promote these goods and services to them, which I now know they didn't even need, but now I didn't know that back then. I was still in the matrix back then, you know. And I'm like, I need to learn and become an expert in the product, okay, that pays the most commissions based on the American Express, you know, commission-based salaries that we had. We had salary plus we had other stuff, right? And so here at HBN, it's 100 BV auto ship on the first of the month. That is what it's always been. That's what it's always been. It ain't never not going to be that to my. If it's ever not that, we're going to tell you. Now that's where most people get clipped. Most people right there do not do 100 BV on the first, 100 CV on the first of the month. They just don't do it. Well, I can't afford it. I can't this. I can't that. That's cool. And I'm not saying you have to. But what I'm telling you is, that's where the money is. So I don't need to ever hear, and you don't need to ever hear from anybody saying, man, I ain't making the money I want to make at HBN. It may be because you didn't satisfy that first element. And that first element is 100 CV auto ship on the first of the month, period. You cannot create a stable, duplicatable business without it. And a compensation plan will not compensate you enough without it. Watch this. I know Coach Marcus and my fellow Diamond Ambassador, Wanika Vance Clark, have both made over $500,000, probably made close to $1 million apiece in network marketing commissions with HBN, and that's not even including juice sales and stuff like that. Between the both of them, they made over $2 million. Over $2 million. Let me see if they say right here, I'm just guessing, when is y'all auto ship and how much is it? Just put in the comments what y'all are, and I'm only picking on y'all because I know y'all got tough skins. But let me know how much CV is your auto ship and what day of the month it goes out. And in fact, put if y'all even have an auto ship. Okay, now I've never actually asked them those questions. I don't have to, but I'm not psychic. But watch, I predict it. I predicted right now, auto ship, first of the month, 100 CV, guaranteed. And there it is. They just told y'all. So when people like myself, okay, Coach Wanika Vance Clark, Coach Marcus Jones as well, between the three of us, we've made over $3 million in commissions. Understand that conceptually. When you got three people who've made over $1 million in commissions, and we telling you what it is, you don't have to do it. We're going to love you anyway. But you're not going to make the money because that's step one. And even if you did step 2, 3, and 4, you would miss out on too much money if you didn't complete step 1. Taiwan understands this. In fact, they don't even, to my knowledge, I don't think Mr. Lin ever told them that they can do 25 BV a month. I don't think they even know that we have a free gift card site where you can get a free HBN account. I don't even think they know that. I've seen his Zooms and we've had the translator on. I have never heard him ever mention that ever. I'm just saying. Because Marcus knows they do nothing less than 100 BV. Nothing less. All right. So that's number 1. All right. Step number 2, okay, is to learn. Now, if you are at 100 BV, first of the month, you're on the right track. You're 25% of the way there. All right. Good for you. You're not there yet. You're 25% of the way there. Number 2, you got to learn. You have to learn the basics. Just like you got to learn the exercises at the gym, you got to learn the techniques in jiu-jitsu and all this kind of stuff. You do have to learn. You got to read the books. You got to be on the Zooms. You got to take notes. You got to get in your back office and click on 3 links a day. You do have to learn how to put people in the system, learn how the pay plan works. You see, I understand the way the pay plan works. So sometimes people get very frustrated because, well, the pay plan didn't pay me as much as it should. And I'll be like, you know what? I went through that phase of my life where I realized, man, this pay plan is the best thing in the world. But, I don't understand this part of it. It's weird. And I feel like it should be paying me more money. And then guess what I did? I learned more about that part of the pay plan. And I went, oh, snap. It's paying me the exact proper amount. I just didn't understand it good enough. And I was frustrating myself. You see, from lack of information, lack of education comes frustration. If you know what you're doing, you aren't frustrated a lot. You're very comfortable. And you're very confident, and that comes across to your people. So you do need to learn how to do this business. Okay, you need to learn how to do this business. Number 3, you need to take the things that you learned, because knowledge is useful, but knowledge is basically a waste until you apply knowledge. So step 3 is applying what you learned to go recruit your first couple customers and first 2 business builders. Use the hot market system you learned. Well, what's that? Well, I guess you never learned it. Okay. Use the follow-up scripts. Well, what are those? Well, maybe you haven't learned those yet. Okay. Things like that. See right here. Let's see we got home. Let me just make sure I read coaches. It's not beneficial to do a CV order under 100 or teach your team to have a lower CV if you want to maximize. Yeah, exactly. It is not beneficial to do a monthly order of any order of under 100 CV. If I wanted new product, I would probably wait until I wanted about $100 worth, or I would give it to somebody else and say, hey, you want to cash out me 50? We'll do a 100 CV order. We'll split the extra commissions because we're getting a bonus from that anyway. It just makes sense to use 100 BV. In fact, the average order at HBN is 100 BV. Okay, average order is going to be 100 BV. All right, and it should be. All right. So yeah, but I don't even know what. Look, Coach, I don't even know what a 99 BV order even look like. I don't even know what that even is. I don't know what that even is. Okay. And that's just because that's the way the pay plan works. All right. Now, if you're in Atlanta, we're going to be, or watching Atlanta online, we're going to teach you a way where the 100 BV order, it may cost you $130 or $140. We're going to teach you a way in Atlanta where those type of orders may make you anywhere from $200 to $300 in commissions. So there's a way to properly structure things around here to make you more money than you're spending. But we'll be able to teach that at Atlanta on October the 21st live. Or if you already got your ticket to watch on the live stream, you can watch on the live stream. You'll see the same techniques. Okay. So that being said, step 1 was the foundation, 100 CV auto ship, first of the month. Number 2 is to learn the basics. And then number 3, apply what you learned to get your first couple customers and first distributors. Now those first 3 steps are what most people do. Step 4 is where the money gets big. What is step 4? Step 4 is to get your new distributors started off right. Okay? Step 4 is, if I really were to define step 4 into one word, it would be teach. Okay? It's not even to duplicate, because if you teach your 2 people who you sponsored to do what you did, which was get on 100 CV auto ship and learn the basics, watch the videos, read the books, talk to the mentors and the coaches, learn how to do the business from people who are doing the business. If you teach people how to teach people, it will start the process of duplication. Okay? It will start the process of duplication. Onboarding, aka getting your new members started off right. The problem with a lot of talented people is they get started at 100 CV, they learn, they go recruit a bunch of people, but they keep recruiting people. They never slow down for even 30 minutes that day to take their new distributor under their wing and teach them how to teach the next 2 people they sponsor. You need to be the one who's teaching your reps how to log in, how to set up direct deposit, how to do pay quicker, how to get their product. You need to be teaching them or plugging them into the trainings that we have already done. If you don't do that and you sponsor, you get excited. Yay, I'm on a leaderboard. I sponsor 5 people. Yay, I sponsor 6 people. I'm going to sponsor 8 people. I'm going to sponsor 10 people. When are you teaching the 2 people you got first? Because if you leave it up to them, they probably will not learn how to do this very well at all. I'm going to just give you, they won't. Now, here's some things so those are the 4 steps, okay? Become a product of the product, learn, do, and teach. That's it. Learn, do, and teach. That's it. That literally is that simple. If you have any breakdown, it is going to be somewhere in those 4 steps. If you're not making the money you want to make, I promise you, it's because you ain't at the right auto ship amount, or you are not. You haven't learned enough yet. You're still missing some steps. You're missing some education. I don't know if it's an audio book. I don't know if it's a technique. I don't know if it's a script or a post. Something you're missing. You need to learn something. Okay. If you know everything you need to know and you've already sponsoring a lot of people and you're still not making the money you want, it's because they're not duplicating. Your star grids aren't filling up. Why? Because they don't know what they're doing. And something within your teaching style, or you might not be teaching at all. So become a product of the product, learn, do, teach. That's it. Okay. Now, one thing that Taiwan does differently, I tell you the first thing they do differently, they've never even heard of an order less than 100 CV. They don't know what that is. They have no clue as to what that is. All right, that's number 1. So they don't even play with that. Number 2, you won't even join their team if you have anything less than 100 BV. They just don't even know what it is. That's the first tweak. The second tweak that they do is that they treat HBN like a job. Because let me paint this picture of it, and I got to pop off to do another Facebook Live in another group shortly. But let me tell you what they do. They are in a communist country, with the exception of certain parts of Taiwan and Hong Kong. For the most part, China is a communist country, which means that no matter what job you have, you get paid the same as everybody else. You see, that is why some countries actually adopted communism, because it's like, you know what? It's like the EBT card for everybody. It's like welfare for everybody. Let's make sure we don't have any rich people. Let's make sure everybody make $50,000 a year, no matter how hard you work. And the problem is most people are inherently lazy, so they'll vote for that. Ooh, you mean to tell me I can get $50,000 no matter what job I do? Oh, and I can hate on these other people that no matter how hard, like some people operate with the Daniel spirit of excellence, and they're going to do great work. You mean to tell me I can make the same money everybody else make, even the people that's really, really good, and my job is easy because they working hard, but we still all get paid the same? So communism, for some people, they like that. Okay? And they vote for it, and then they realize, hey, wait a minute, everybody's broke. And then the other people who were doing all of the work, they like, man, I'm not going to work hard no more because there's no incentive for me to work hard. We don't have that issue in America, okay, outside of certain parts of the job force. So what they realize is in Taiwan and other communist countries that do allow network marketing, guess what they do? They say, wait a minute, I'm a person of excellence. I want to work hard, but I want to be compensated when I work hard. I don't want to be lazy and make the same $30,000 a year everybody else make. I want to make $100,000. Let me do network marketing because that is a place where I will be rewarded for being exceptional. You see, we take that for granted in America. We take it for granted that you can get a job and work your way up based on your skill set and your effort and make more and more and more money as you go up, even in the job force. Okay? Even in the job force, you just work your way up. You can do it. Okay? In network marketing, you can do it too. In China, they can't do that in the job force, but they can do it in network marketing. So their mindset is different because they appreciate this opportunity in a way that we don't over here. So the next time you feel like, oh, I'm down and out, oh, HBN don't work, just know there are people in communist countries who don't speak our language. They can't read a single word on the product package. They can't read one word on the product package. And they made over $100,000 in commissions doing the exact 4 things I just told you, step by step, no deviation whatsoever. Okay? So that's what it is. Now, very quickly, because I promised you I'll tell you this as well. Why do people fail? Number one, they don't have strong reasons why. You got to have strong reasons why. You got to really want this. You got to know, you got to want the nice car, or you got to want the nice house, or you got to want it. You have to want it. I drove past a house today. It was 1.4 million. It's not even on the market yet. I told MJ, I was like, hey, man, we need to cop that. We might need to cop that. I don't know. We might need to cop that one. You know what I'm saying? And guess what? We can do it. Okay. Why? Why can I look at $1 million homes and go, I'm already in one, but I'm like, I like that one better. Let's maybe go get that one. My why is big. I want the freedom. I want the freedom. You might not want the freedom as bad as I want the freedom. And it doesn't have to be something material. But you got to have a big reason why. It don't have to be car. It ain't got to be Benzes, BMWs, and Bugattis. It don't have to be none of that. It can be whatever you want it to be, but you got to have a strong, compelling reason why. Why you need that? Because otherwise you'll probably quit. You'll probably quit. You'll probably quit. Okay? You'll probably quit. All right. Now I'm going to tell you the next thing, the reason why people fail is because we already talked about this one. They overcomplicate the process. We talked about that. Please stop doing that. Stop making excuses. Stop overcomplicating the process. People be making websites, they be doing everything but the stuff that works and be shocked when they don't make the money. Right? Coach Marcus said it. Since 6 steps to 6 figures, your reason why is your emotional barrier to exit. You got to have your reasons why. Number 2, you got to have the industry validated as well. 1, don't overcomplicate it. Number 2, don't overcomplicate it. Okay? Put the work in. Keep it simple. Number 3, you got to have the industry validated. If you on a subconscious level do not believe in this industry, that's a problem. Okay? If you on a subconscious level, okay, do not believe in this business model of network marketing, that's a problem. Okay, hear me out. It's a problem. How is it a problem? Because deep down, you don't think this is going to work. You think it may work for other people, but not for you. Oh, it's some kind of scam or scheme. Everybody can't win. They're winning because they're special. You have to understand that this business model will put the work out there, put the money out there for everybody. Money goes in, commissions come out. That's it. That's all we get paid to do is recruit retail product and start people off right. That's all we get paid to do. Recruit retail and start people off right. Like new member orientations, that's all we get paid to do. We don't get paid to do these Facebook Lives. We don't get paid to watch videos. We don't get paid to read ebooks. We don't get paid to go to events. We don't get paid for doing nothing but recruiting and retailing and starting people off right, because that's duplication, okay? So you got to make sure that you believe in the industry, that the industry is solid. And last but not least, another reason why people fail is they don't believe in the product. They just don't believe in it. They think the pay plan might be good. They might believe in the pay plan, but They don't believe in the product, and that's sad because these products is world changers. The products, but if you don't believe in the product, that lack of belief is going to come across to everybody you talk to. So you got to believe in the product. You got to believe in the industry. You got to have your strong reasons why, and don't overcomplicate the process you made tonight. And I promise you'll be okay. It may take a minute, but you'll be okay. All right. So I got to run. I got to hop on. Let me say this before I close up. Everybody by now, I hope, has heard of GoDasana. I hope you've heard of GoDasana by now. If you haven't, the pay plans that if you're in GoDasana, which is another green organics company, obviously, I don't want to confuse anybody, but you're not plugged in, listen, you are missing out on one of the biggest transfers of wealth into a network marketing company from customers that I have ever seen. I'm going to say it one more time for my friends in the cheap seats. If you have any questions, reach out. I'm going to point you into the direction of your sponsor at HBN if they're already involved. If they're not already involved at GoDasana, or they said, I don't want to do GoDasana, then we'll plug you in with somebody in your geographical area. I'm a diamond. I got over 100 recruits. I don't even need nobody else. I'm just letting y'all know you are missing out. If you're not plugged in, I don't care if you don't understand it or not. If you are not plugged in to what's happening at GoDasana right now, they added a new piece to the pay plan at the beginning of September, and they added a new piece to the pay plan today. If you are not plugged into what's going on over there, you are missing out on one of the largest transfers of wealth into a network marketing company from customers that I have ever seen. We ain't even been there but 2 or 3 months, and we got like 6 or 7 diamonds already, and it probably need to be you. You probably need to be one of them. We got at least 2 or 3 diamonds on here right now, but you need to be one of those. It is whatever issues anybody got, whatever distractions anybody got, I'm just telling you, as a person who started this team y'all on right now, okay, and a person who helped relaunch that 12-year-old GoDasana dinosaur company, I'm going to tell you right now, it is the largest transfer of wealth from customers into network marketing commissions that I have seen in over a decade of doing this business. I kid you not. All right. So that being said, I got to run. Love y'all. God bless y'all. You got any questions, message me on Facebook. We'll get y'all tuned up. Y'all have a good night.